I'm excited to share some church history with you today. The guy we're going to be looking at today, his name is Constantine, and what he meant for not only Rome, but for all believers. And so Constantine, his dad, was a co-emperor with three other guys. So there was 4 emperors of Rome at the time, and they all had their geographical divisions that they ruled over. And over time, all of them passed away, and their sons inherited their reigns. And so Constantine became the one of his fathers. But all these sons, they decided that they would not rule as their parents did. They were not going to be co-heirs. They wanted one of them to defeat all the other ones and become the one true emperor of Rome. And so as Constantine battled and fought through this, one of the key moments in his life was where he was facing the other giant of the co-heirs. He had a much larger army, much more firepower, much more weaponry. So Constantine didn't have a shot really going in to win this battle. But it said that he had a vision, he had a dream, and no one really knows what he saw in this vision or dream. But what happened was that he painted a cross on their shields, and he painted the Greek letters, Chi-Rho, which kind of relates to Christ, on, and they went into this battle and they won. And Constantine came out victorious. He took out one of the other co-heirs. The other 2 fought each other. One passed away, and Constantine ended up being victorious and becoming the sole emperor of Rome. So now that Constantine is in power, he is the sole emperor of Rome. This moment, and this happened at the Milvian Bridge, where he faced that battle where he painted the cross and the Chi-Rho and the shield. This Milvian Bridge experience really led Constantine to kind of knowing who Christ was. He was raised, his dad had kind of built him up that way anyway. He wasn't like the other emperors who were following pagan gods. And so from the beginning, Constantine had this kind of knowledge of Christians. So one of the first things that he did was he passed the Edict of Milan in Rome. And what that did is it granted freedoms to Christians. Prior to this time, Christians were facing severe persecution. They were being put in jail. They were being thrown into the gladiator games, and people were watching them killed pretty much for fun just because of their belief. But Constantine put this Edict of Milan into place so that Christians could practice freely. He would even make the Sabbath day a true day of rest where businesses weren't open. They couldn't operate because he viewed it as a day of rest. And Constantine even played a huge part in a theological debate that shaped our belief as Christians even today. There was a Council of Nicaea where all these different members of the church were arguing, how do God the Father, God the Son, and God the Spirit relate? Are they all the same person? Are they different substances? And they were just in a huge battle over what that was. And Constantine, the emperor of Rome, was the one who got this council together and said, hey, we're all going to gather, meet here in Rome, and we're going to have a place to discuss this. And after that meeting, after that council, they left from there all agreeing that they were all the same spirit. And Constantine had a huge part in making that happen theologically. Now, while Constantine did a lot of great things for Christianity, he didn't necessarily wipe out the pagans. He didn't wipe out those who didn't believe in Christianity. They still had false idols erected throughout the city and all of these things. But what he did was he made it okay for people to practice their Christian beliefs. And he even had a city named Constantinople, which was the capital, where there was multiple large buildings built for the Christians to gather, and even statues of key Christian figures. And so Constantine is a great person to study in church history because he was the first emperor who made it okay for Romans to worship the Lord freely without fear of persecution.